Hello YouTube and welcome to qualifying here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Drivers are on their way out of the pit lane. They have 18 minutes for the 20 drivers to set their fastest laps to see where they will start for the Bahrain Grand Prix. George Russell is the first one out on the track and should be the first one to set a timed lap should he not have any problems come 2 laps time. This is great. I have no car sound. Now we do.
Everything's great.
Just can't wait to get into my Williams and finish 18th every week.
Or Russell. Started from pit lane and still made his way up to like fucking 16 after a little bit. Boy, see Robert a bit fucking 50 seconds off of everything.
Like, I know you sat out a couple years, man, but shit.
Don't worry, he'll be gone next year.
Oh, no doubt about that one.
Russell they might keep. Like, sure. Picking Kabissa though. How would you say his name?
George Russell takes the green flag with 16 minutes remaining.
And also, Russell has time. He was just the F2 champion. He has time.
No, I thought it was Devin Butler.
Shut the fuck up. Well, for me, I won the championship.
Right,
I
man,
swear to God, I will murder your entire family.
Whoa! Some engaging radio communication out of the Renault. Talking about Lance Stroll. Anyway, George Russell coming around through turn 10. Up the hill to 11 for the third sector here. He's coming around to finish the first timed lap of the session.
I'm not liking this chart.
George Russell coming out of turn number 15 to the start finish line. And it's the fastest lap, a 1:30.931. Leclerc goes faster at 29.972. There's Malenko off of turn 15. He goes top of the chart, a 29.585. Raikkonen goes fourth quickest, 31.275, and an influx of lap times. Norris to the third, Kvyat to fifth, Giovinazzi to seventh. Markle goes second quickest.
.38 from you.
Bottas goes fourth quickest.
A 1:29.624.
I hope Perez is not. Perez is on his timed lap now and is fighting through traffic, so Perez's lap is going to be really hindered. There's a caution in sector 1. Kubica goes 10th quickest. And we'll see Gasly and Perez set the next 2 lap times, caution in sector 2. Giovinazzi gets out of the way of Perez. Here comes Perez and Gasly. We'll see where they line up. Where they stack up against the rest of the field thus far. Perez goes 8th quickest and Gasly goes 5th quickest. Next up is Sebastian Vettel and Alexander Albon. Along with them, Grosjean, Stroll, Magnussen, Verstappen, Hamilton, and Sainz are on outlaps. Wait, you had a problem with Stroll?
Yeah, he like fucking like blocked me going into one.
He's still on an outlap.
He came out of pit lane and fucking just blocked me coming to one.
He's still on an outlap.
I don't know, that's all I know is he fucking blocked me going into one as I was starting my lap.
Here comes Alexander Albon. Great season so far. Has already picked up 5 points for Toro Rosso. Leading bunches of laps here. And Albon goes 11th quickest. Next up is Sebastian Vettel. He goes 5th quickest. Next we should be getting the lap time out of Magnussen.
Our sectors are like really close. Goddamn.
Followed by Verstappen.
Well, you're about a second down there, and I'm about a second behind you on the other.
So here we go.
10th.
You're 10th, whatever. Oh,
That's
man.
a big difference, a 10th to a second.
Yeah, my bad.
Comes Kevin Magnussen. Out of the final corner. We'll see where his Haas stacks up with the rest of the field thus far. 9th quickest for Magnussen. Next up is Max Verstappen. Verstappen, he goes 8th quickest. Next we have Carlos Sainz. Through the final corner. Sainz is going to go 9th quickest. After Sainz we have Romain Grosjean. Grosjean goes for 12th quickest. Then after him we have Stroll. Stroll comes to the start finish line 18th quickest. And then on board of Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton will be the last driver to take his first timed lap here in the session. Hamilton goes 3rd quickest, a 1:29.774. Malico on an outlap as the track starts to die down with activity. Drivers heading back to the pit lane. Malico making another go at the fastest lap here. Expecting to start on the pole. Renault has had a great season so far. 4 races. They've won 2. Here comes Malik out of the final corner. Let's ride on board for a flying lap around Bahrain. He picks up the DRS. Up to the 8th gear we go. Down the front stretch. Turn 1 is a very tight right-hander here. Brakes. Gets all the way down to 2nd gear. Up the gears he goes again. Kind of cuts that corner. Rides the gear on the exit. Clips the DRS. And up to 6th. Up to 7th gear. Into 8th. Turn 3 is another tight right-hander. He misses the corner!
I don't want to talk about it.
And into the wall he goes. A clear racetrack. No one but himself out there. And what a bad mistake in the turn 3.
Where is the speed trap on this truck?
Turn 1.
Okay, because apparently Malica's 28th at 140 miles an hour.
Oh, you know it, baby.
Well, apparently I'm 19th, so apparently our cars don't have top speed here.
So we see now, does Malenko have wing damage and need to come in and repair it? Or does he just get another lap going here?
He's got time to come in.
So it looks like he's going again. Up the gears he goes. So we'll try it again with a hot lap with Malenko. Out of the final corner. Up the gears. There's the DRS. And away we go.
Rip.
Into turn 1. Here comes George Russell making an appearance in Malenko's lap.
Rip.
Gets DRS. Up the gears he goes again to turn 3. This time let's hope he can make the break. He makes the brakes and gets a nice view of George Russell's transmission and goes right on by. 5th gear into the S's. Comes another tight right-hander, gets down to 1st gear. Needs all the acceleration he can out of that corner, heads into the double left-hander. Down to 2nd gear, sliding all over the place. And is aborted his lap.
That was when I ran in front I did, which is too bad. They go faster.
So George Russell coming around, he's the first driver to make a second attempt at a timed lap here. Right now, Russell sat in 11th. Welcome to the stream, BG. Here goes George Russell on his timed lap. See what he gets into 208 miles per hour into turn 1, all the way down to 44. George Russell working his way now into the high-speed right-hander. PG says, I'm not sure what's more unrealistic, Gasly ahead of Verstappen or Williams not being on the last row of the grid.
Oh, fuck.
Here comes George Russell to the start-finish line. His lap time will not improve. Or I believe it does, but it does not get him any more spots. Oh! Valtteri Bottas had a moment there with Tyler Markle. on board with Charles to see if he can improve on his 4th place starting position at the moment. Never mind, he's on a cooldown lap. Norris is as well. Everybody else is on out lap, so here we go. Tyler Marco's on a time. And he goes top of the charts, a 129.460, topping his Renault teammate. Caution in Sector 1, Lance Stroll making an appearance. I believe Valtteri has set his lap. So we're right on board with Kimi Räikkönen to see if he improves. Let's see if Bottas has. He is on his lap. So we'll see Bottas behind Kubica here. Kubica's on an out lap. Bottas being hindered by Kubica. Oh, and Valtteri has to really get off the gas for Robert Kubica. Valtteri's on an out lap now? He was just on a timed lap. It's very weird. On board of Lewis Hamilton. Can he move onto the front row? As time dwindling here in this session, we will not see the end of this lap. It's going to all be about how does it go down. Lewis Hamilton will stay 3rd on the grid. So there it is. It's a Renault front row. Then it's Hamilton, double Ferraris, Bottas, Red Bull McLaren, and Williams, George Russell is in 11th. So we'll carry on to the race and we'll see how this goes. Bahrain, a very fun, very high speed racetrack with a lot of very slow corners.
Dun, 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 dun.
So here we go. We're about to embark on our formation lap. Alright, here we go. So, let's go through the grid, shall we? On row 1, starting on the pole, is the Renault of Tyler Markle. And starting second is the Renault of Malenko. In row 2, we have the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. And the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. In row 3, we have the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. And the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas. In row 4, we have the Red Bull of Pierre Gasly and the McLaren of Lando Norris. In row 5, we have the Red Bull of Max Verstappen and the McLaren of Carlos Sainz. In row 6, we have the Williams of George Russell and the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. In row 7, we have the Haas of Romain Grosjean and the Racing Point of Sergio Perez. In row 8, we have the Toro Rosso of Daniel Kvyat. And alongside of him is the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen. In row 9, we have the Toro Rosso of Alexander Albon. He's had a great season so far. Let's see if he can bounce back from this starting position. And the Alfa Romeo of Antonio Giovinazzi. And in row 10, Lance Stroll in the Racing Point alongside the Williams of Robert Kubica.
Weather report?
Alright, so these drivers, they're gridding up here, so we're not going to try to get a word of them there. They just fly through their formation laps.
I'm gonna do this race at manual though. I'm too tired to shift.
You mean auto?
Yeah.
So here he goes, the drivers grid up here.
You ready with the launch?
It's time to go for our second night race of the season. Here we go, it's time. It's time to bring the action. We have 5 red lights. And it's lights out. And away we go. Malenko gets a great start, but Marco gets an even better start. Here comes Sebastian Vettel down the inside of Malenko. They make contact.
Push me. What the fuck?
They're 3 wide out of 1.
Fuck.
Valtteri Bottas falls down the order.
Vettel gave no fucks.
Sebastian Vettel clear of the Renaults into the race lead by a second over Malenko and Markle. Everybody falls single file here. Sainz side by side with Kvyat for 13th. Into the hairpin. Kvyat has the preferred line. But can Stroll get the power down? They're still side by side into the double left-hander. And Sainz will clear Kvyat. On board Malenko as Vettel is driving away. Tyler Markle looking to get past Malenko, and they both off, and around goes Tyler Markle, hard into the inside wall.
30 air.
Whoa, it almost makes contact with George Russell. On board Sainz as he catches the wounded Renault. Sebastian Vettel with the fastest lap of 1:35.601. Sainz looking like he was going to come down pit lane, but is all the way down on the near the inside wall on the front stretch, but Markle does come into pit lane. And Antonio Giovinazzi finding some easy spots there against the Toro Rossos. So Sebastian Vettel in the lead, up 3 from where he started in the 4th position, has opened up a 2.5 second lead over Malenko. Also up 3 from where they started is Magnussen, Grosjean, and Kubica. But the real note is Antonio Giovinazzi's up 5 from where he started. And the biggest losers on the start, Sergio Perez down 4 and Sainz down 2. Tyler Markle obviously down 19, but he has made a pit stop. And Sebastian Vettel with the fastest lap of 1:33.883. DRS is enabled, and Hamilton pulls to the inside of Malenko. The turn 1, they're side by side. Malenko clears Hamilton again. This time Hamilton will have DRS. Pulls to the right side. They're going 3 wide into turn 3. Valtteri on the inside. Hamilton in the middle. Malenko all the way on the left. Hamilton clears the 2. No. Malenko fights back. Now Hamilton clears the 2 and Malenko settles in the third. Malenko dives back to the inside. Loses part of the front wing. Side by side on the exit. They're making contact into the double left-hander. Malenko dives to the inside. He can't turn with all that front wing damage. And there goes Valtteri to second. Charles Leclerc looking to make a few easy spots. Diving to the inside goes Leclerc to the inside of Malenko. Malenko really wide.
No,
trying to nurse that wounded Renault around, and around goes Markle. A 3-second time penalty.
Penalty for that?
Fuck these curbs.
Tyler Marko, your points leader's in trouble. And Vettel has pulled to a 4.5-second lead. Malenko pits. Valtteri to second. Leclerc to second. Around Valtteri. It's a Ferrari 1-2 at the front of the field. Here comes Valtteri fighting back though. Valtteri back clear ahead of Leclerc. Hamilton to 4th, trying to clear Gasly. Gasly with the defensive line on Lando Norris, because Norris just makes the overtake on Gasly. No, but Gasly fights back. Side by side through the S's. Gasly with the preferred line through the second part of the S's and clears Norris.
Are you still on softs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Valtteri Bottas made his way back by Leclerc. Let's see if Leclerc can get back by him. Vettel with his 5.2-second lead over Valtteri Bottas. Bottas trying to chase him down. Leclerc has the DRS and is trying to close the gap to Valtteri. Hamilton defending against Gasly. Russell into the points over Sainz. Raikkonen into 12th. George Russell's into the points. Albon loses 2 spots. There's a triple overtake going. They're 3 wide. Albon trying to go back to 16th. Kubica trying to clear Albon. Kubica will clear Albon, but here comes Albon back to the inside, trying to defend against Stroll. This is going on for the 16th position. On board for Leclerc, trying to see if he can get Valtteri back. Leclerc has the help of the DRS, but is not making much gains other than that. Charles Leclerc is much closer to Valtteri this time around. We'll see if we can get around him down the front stretch. The back wing is open using the slipstream. Valtteri tries to defend. Leclerc goes to the right side. Leclerc trying to clear Bottas into 1. Bottas hanging tough on the left side. And Leclerc clears Bottas. Gasly to pit lane. Malenko with the fastest lap of a 1:33.633. Set that on the soft compound in 19th position. Malenko up around Pierre Gasly on the pit exit. Gasly on fresh mediums, Malenko on 2-lap-old softs. Leclerc trying to defend against Valtteri and hold on to a 1-2 right now for Ferrari. Right now the top 6 are on soft tires along with Carlos Sainz in 9th, Raikkonen in 12th, and Stroll in 17th on 5-lap-old softs. We should see him in the coming laps to pit lane. And speaking of which, here comes Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen follows suit. Sainz as well. They're putting on a set of softs on the way out. Sainz, Verstappen, Hamilton, and Leclerc all put on softs. I believe they're going to probably put on hards later into the race to try to make it to the end. Leclerc comes out in 14th right in front of Malenko. Malenko diving to the outside. Leclerc catches the curb, loses the spot to the Renault. We should see the rest of the drivers on soft tires in this lap. Vettel with a 7-second lead over Valtteri. I'm bored for Leclerc because this could potentially be the battle for the race lead. Leclerc with the DRS. Dive into the left side of Malenko, into the corner. They're going to be side by side up the hill. Malenko's the preferred line onto the right-hander. They make contact. And Leclerc falls back in line to Vettel, or to Leclerc. Vettel and Valtteri have made their way into the pit lane. They put on a set of softs that moves Kevin Magnussen and Romain Grosjean on the mediums to the race lead. George Russell to third. Daniel Kvyat's going to fourth. Raikkonen has yet to pit in fifth. Sergio Perez in sixth. Antonio Giovinazzi in seventh. Robert Kubica in eighth, fending off Sebastian Vettel right now, who came off the pit lane right behind Kubica. Vettel diving to the inside of Kubica. Kubica fights back, but Vettel finally clears him on the exit of the hairpin. Into the S as they go. We still have yet to see Raikkonen pit, and Malenko does need to pit sometime in the next 10 laps. We'll see how long he can go on these softs and try to make it to the point where everybody else is pitting for what I believe they would be pitting for hards. Malenko trying to use the DRS to stay with Leclerc, but looks to be almost no good. Stroll will also be pitting in the coming laps as well. Vettel diving to the inside of Antonio Giovinazzi and will get 7th. Raikkonen stays out. Raikkonen going for the pass on Kvyat. Raikkonen up to 4th in the Alfa Romeo. Here comes Perez diving to the inside of Kvyat in the Racing Point. Perez trying to get to the inside of Raikkonen. Charles Leclerc sets the fastest lap, a 1:33.244 on the soft compound. Raikkonen clear Perez. They make contact going into the hairpin. Raikkonen has the right lane. Perez has the left lane going into the S's. Perez is clear of Raikkonen. The Racing Point is in 4th. Right now, Alfa Romeo is running 5th and 7th. Back up front, Kevin Magnussen, Romain Grosjean, they battled all during the French Grand Prix, and here we are in Bahrain, still nose to tail. Antonio trying to find his spot back on Sebastian. Leclerc up to 11th, finding the spot over Albon. Malenko gets run off the course by Albon.
Well, he broke my fucking wing while I was on the inside of him. He just came down on me like I wasn't there.
And the Renault finally clear of the Toro Rosso of Alexander Albon.
Treating me like I wasn't even fucking there.
The battle for the lead continues between the Haas drivers. Romain Grosjean still out in front of Kevin Magnussen. Lewis Hamilton with the fastest lap of a 1:33.226. The McLaren teammates going at it for 18th. Norris on Sainz. And Sainz is clear of Norris. The Red Bull drivers are going at it. The Mercedes drivers are almost going at it. All these teammates running nose to tail to each other mostly through the field. Malenko trying to find a grip in those 60-lap-old softs.
60!
60.
Holy shit! What are my tires? Do I even have tires anymore? My fucking rubber's gone at that point.
Leclerc trying to find a way around Stroll and fast. Raikkonen into the pit lane. There goes Stroll. Raikkonen, he goes on and fits the hards. Can he make it to the end from here? Or will he pit for the softs towards the end? Stroll fits the hards as well. The varying strategies. Do these mediums fit the hards and try to make it to the end as well? Romain Grosjean has pulled away a little bit from Kevin Magnussen. Still within the second, so they're still playing with DRS there. George Russell another 4 1/4 back. Perez about to be under attack from Sebastian Vettel on 7-lap fresher, softer compound tires. Perez playing defensive into the final corner.
Jesus.
There goes Vettel to the inside of Perez, side by side down the front stretch. And Vettel clears Perez. Leclerc to the right side of Kubica. Trying to clear the Williams and put as many cars between himself and the Renault as possible. Right now, this is the theoretical battle for second between Leclerc and Malenko. Malenko currently being hindered by Kubica. searching for a way around the Williams. Diving to the inside and a hairpin!
Can I get room? I'm there. I have to fucking drive on the curb and basically cut the corner just for my room.
Malenko dives to the inside of the Williams. They're going to be side by side down the DRS straight. The Renault has the DRS. And Kubica does not. That means they've fallen well over a second behind Leclerc. The Renault finally gets around Kubica, but now Leclerc seeks the spot from Giovinazzi. Gio plays defense. Here comes Leclerc down the inside. Here comes Gio fighting back with the DRS side by side down the front stretch. And Giovinazzi will clear Leclerc again. Alfa Romeo reigning supreme at the moment over the Ferrari, but the Alfa Romeo has 6 lap older and a harder compound tire than the Ferrari.
Who's just last?
Here comes Leclerc on Gio.
Malenko.
Gio plays defense. Leclerc dives to the inside.
When do you think tires are critical?
I don't know, but mine are at like 75%. I'm pitting this time.
Mine's at 67.
The fucking rears die here.
There's the audio from the Renault drivers pitting this lap from Malenko and pitting soon from Markle.
Who's retiring?
This is and Kvyat has a problem right in front of Malenko. Malenko goes into the pit lane along with Sergio Perez, Romain Grosjean, George Russell. Everybody who was on the mediums pits for the hards. Malenko follows suit, joining on to the same strategy as those. Got a gaggle of cars here between Norris, Markle, Sainz, and Verstappen. Markle diving to the inside of Norris, trying to clear him into 3. Markle seals away the 8th position from the McLarens. But Markle has to pit sometime soon, most likely for hards. So right now, when Raikkonen and Stroll pitted and fitted their hards, they are now 3 lap older tires than the rest of the field, who are on hards. And it sucks because Kvyat was just about to come in either this lap or the next one, and problems arise for Kvyat. Kevin Magnussen into the pit lane. He surrenders the lead to Sebastian Vettel. Let's see where Magnussen comes out. Right now, loses 2nd, loses 3rd to Valtteri, 4th to Hamilton, and 5th to Pierre. Markle comes by. He'll take 6th, but Markle still has to pit. So right now, Kevin Magnussen theoretically comes out battling for the 6th position with Norris and Sainz. There goes the McLarens.
Has everyone made their pit yet?
Norris is clear of Sainz.
Has everyone made their pit?
Markle still has to.
Oh, so everybody else has them?
Yes. We now wait to see when do the drivers on the soft compound come in and pit. But everybody who started the race on mediums has fitted a set of hards. Markle also needs to pit for a set of hards sometime soon. Unless he's trying to go longer, maybe try to make it to where he can pit for a set of mediums. Oh, there's a lot of grip loss on that Renault.
Holy shit.
Sebastian Vettel has a 10-second lead over teammate Charles Leclerc, and here comes Leclerc. The drivers on soft tires, they're pitting now. What does Leclerc fit? Leclerc's going to the mediums. Hamilton's in as well, putting on the mediums. Markle's in. What does Markle put on? Markle's putting on the mediums. Sainz and Verstappen are in as well. Raikkonen and Leclerc battling on the outlap. Malenko right behind Leclerc. Leclerc has 2 lap fresher mediums to Malenko's 2 lap older hards. Now everybody in the field has pitted off of their tires except Vettel on the softs, most likely going to the mediums soon. Valtteri, Pierre, and Norris are still on 8 to 10 lap old mediums. Right now, where Sebastian Vettel would come out if he pitted now would be about 4th to 6th. And here comes Vettel. That's also not taking into account that Bottas, Gasly, and Norris do have to pit. On board with Bottas, he does not pit this lap. Neither does Gasly. Raikkonen to the 10th position over Malenko. Vettel's getting up to speed on the pit exit. He's going to come out in front of Norris and Magnussen. Vettel pits and comes out in 3rd. Norris clear of Magnussen for 4th. Malenko back on Raikkonen for 10th. Clear of Raikkonen. Stroll getting passed by Hamilton for 13th. Hamilton looking for Gio for 12th. George Russell and Sergio Perez are going at it for the 7th position. Sergio with the DRS on 2 lap older hards than, or I'm sorry, on the same tires as Russell. 2 lap older hards than Leclerc. Here comes Bottas to pit lane. Gasly follows suit. So with this pit stop, Sebastian Vettel would have made his final pit stop and takes over the race lead. And now, unless there's like a safety car or a mechanical issue on that Ferrari, Vettel looks set to win this Grand Prix. Kevin Magnussen 2.5 seconds behind on a set of 2 lap older and harder compound tires. Tyler Markle with the fastest lap, a 1:32.689 on the medium compound. He does that from the 13th position. At the moment, it's looking like to be a great finish for Haas right now. 2nd and 3rd at the moment. George Russell at the moment looking to settle for 4th. Sergio Perez in 5th. Charles Leclerc in 6th. Malenko in 7th. Raikkonen in 8th. Valtteri Bottas in 9th. Pierre Gasly in 10th. Lewis Hamilton 11th. Tyler Markle 12th. Antonio Giovinazzi in 13th, Lance Stroll 14th, Robert Kubica 15th, Carlos Sainz 16th, Lando Norris 17th, Alexander Albon in 18th, and Max Verstappen in 19th. Verstappen having an abysmal race. Sebastian Vettel's now pulled 3.9 seconds on Kevin Magnussen and pulling about a 10th per scoring loop. Right now, George Russell would finish 4th in this Grand Prix should everything turn out, or should the race end now. But we're about 10 laps from the end. Bottas to 8th over Raikkonen. And Bottas has DRS. Raikkonen all he can do is fight back without DRS. And Raikkonen, he's going to edge Valtteri into the corner without DRS. Valtteri has preferred line into the next corner. They're still side by side. And Raikkonen is going to clear Bottas without DRS, and Bottas having DRS. Bottas had DRS and 7 lap fresher tires and a softer compound tire than Kimi Raikkonen, and Raikkonen with the 7 lap older tires and the harder compound fended off Bottas. Unbelievable. I believe possibly Raikkonen and Stroll could come in towards the end, maybe fit a set of softs before this one is over. Possibly not. Here comes Marco, the dive bomb from last year on Pierre Gasly into the points. Marco is. Now Marco attempts to overtake Bottas and OP Raikkonen. Bottas with the DRS, Marco with the DRS. Bottas looking for a way around Raikkonen. Marco's gonna take a 3-wide dive into the inside. He makes contact with Raikkonen. 3 wide into 1. Marco trying to fight back, squeezing him out. Around goes Marco. He's taking Valtteri with him. Marco being really aggressive, dive bombing, making it 3 wide and squeezing them down. Very aggressive move out of Marco. I don't know how he thought that one was going to work, but it turns out it did not. Stroll and Giovinazzi going at it for 11th. Look at Sainz looking for a way around. He's going around Stroll, looking for a way around Giovinazzi.
I don't know when I picked for them. I know they went to like 14 or 13. I don't know when I picked for them. Probably like 3 or 4.
Sainz looking for a way around Giovinazzi. Here he goes to the left side. Norris looking for a way around Kubica. Kubica looking for a way around Stroll. All this going on outside of the points, but what a battle. And battles going on up here. Pierre Gasly around Raikkonen. Hamilton falls back to 10th. Giovinazzi and Stroll going at it. Stroll up to 12th. And Malico taking 7 from George Russell. Russell was in 4th a few laps ago. Or taking 6 from George Russell. Russell back to 7th, and he was 4th a few laps ago. Malico now set his sights on Sergio Perez. I don't know about a race win. I don't know about a race win, but definitely second in the view for Malico.
I don't know about second, but I'm aiming for third. Because I don't think I can get Charles second. It's not possible.
Leclerc right now trying to set up Grosjean for second. On board with Leclerc, does he get DRS? And there it is, the back wing is open. Let's see what he can do with the Haas. Looking to the outside. But he's not clear. Grosjean fights back. Grosjean fighting hard on the outside. Now up the straightaway to go. Grosjean back clear ahead of Leclerc. Marco now looking at Perez. Needs to get around Perez quickly if he wants a shot at Grosjean.
I'm by no one.
This is me by Perez. Man, my fucking left eye burns.
Leclerc still looking for a way around Grosjean. Sebastian Vettel, smooth sailing, 13.5 seconds over Grosjean. Malenko to fourth, over Perez, clear of Perez to the right-hander, setting his sights on Leclerc and Grosjean. Here comes Leclerc diving to the inside of Grosjean. That means Grosjean's gonna get the DRS detection.
I broke my wing on lap 3, had to make a unscheduled.
Grosjean with the DRS. Can't get there.
Perez wrecked me! On a straightaway, he just hit me in the back and wrecked me. Question mark?
Are you still there, Malenko?
Are you still on the race, Malenko?
Yeah, I am. I got wrecked in a straight line by Perez. And the race finished for some reason?
Well, we both left. It made both of us leave.
All I know is I got wrecked in a straight line by Perez. Big goose.
Well, that's a problem right now.
Hello, Jaden. Welcome back to the stream. I'll try to get you the feed here in a second.
That's flawed. Charles got the win. Gasly got second. Vettel got third. That's not even real.
And my application has crashed.